powered by Retro Gaming Live TV. I am GrimShins, and this is Ecco the Dolphin, quite possibly the finest dolphin up on the Sega Genesis. Get some water there. I'm going to be running any % no camera freeze, which basically is a category where I'm mostly going to be playing the game. I didn't really get a chance to practice for this marathon, so this could be exciting. Fortunately, I do have some backup states in case I screw things up totally, and there's a debug menu. So one way or another, come hell or high water, we are gonna meet estimate. But let's get started with this. And the timer will start when I get control of Ecco, so yeah, let's start this. Alright, and right off the bat, we just jump into the air, and bye, fam. Todd gets sucked up from the ocean, and now we gotta go find him. And how we're gonna do that is by breaking the game as much as possible by doing stuff like this. We're gonna bring up our sonar map, exit it, and now we've exited the level because we underflowed Ecco's X coordinate to overlap the level exit. Under Caves is the first real level of the game. First thing we gotta do is grab this crystal, this key glyph. Gonna be using that in a moment. Use this flashy shell to break a rock wall. And on this level, we're supposed to see a big octopus, but instead we're just gonna skip it. Ooh, got a really fast glyph skip there. Basically, if I hit the glyph while I'm moving backwards, it pushes me through the glyph instead of away from the glyph, so I can use that to skip doors. On this level, I'm supposed to save some dolphins, but that's slow, so screw them. Just gonna go straight for the exit, because we don't need the special power that we get from saving the dolphins. Use this rock to push back against the current. And this next level, I'm gonna try to break the game with the lock-on when you charge into enemies. So that kind of forced me through the floor, and I can just swim to the exit. That trick can be a little difficult. I'm glad I got it first try. And on Ridgewater, I'm gonna be doing a kind of stupid way of exiting the level, but it's really cool. It's the task strategy for exiting the level. I didn't try it on my GDQ run of this game because there's a lot that can go wrong in it, but, you know, whatever. Just gonna have fun with it. Before we do that, though, gonna do a little wall clip here, because oftentimes walls are suggestions. I'm just holding diagonal up, right, and C, and eventually Ecco clips through there. Gonna use these stars to break through some rocks, because that's what stars eat. And now I'm gonna be doing something called an air swim. Basically, gonna try to... Well, you'll see how it works. The timing on it can be annoying, but I'm gonna essentially try to swim backwards through the air and over a rock that doesn't have some collision. Taking some damage here, but that's fine. There's another way to exit the level if this doesn't work, but this looks pretty cool, so I wanted to show it off. The timing is very precise, unfortunately. Almost had it there. And And we got the tricky parts, so now we do the same thing and exit the level that way. And now onto Open Ocean, which is essentially tap C the level. Once you get on this height here, this particular elevation, I can just tap the C button, and eventually I'll get to the end of the level with a minimal number of sharks hitting me. My capture frame rate seems kind of jacked up right now. Hope it's not coming through like that on stream. Whatever, not a lot I can do about it right now. So after that long swim, we are in the Arctic. And gonna try to skip past this glyph. It's the hardest glyph skip to do in the game consistently, because sometimes it likes to screw up and push you in the wrong direction. But got it relatively quickly. And hard water is notorious for being pretty difficult, but there is a shortcut, not intended by the developers, obviously, but we can just kind of flip into the wall here and swim to the exit. Cold water. We're actually doing this level as intended. There is a way to do a glyph skip here, but it's really finicky and it doesn't save any time. So instead, just gonna grab that glyph in midair, jump over some spikes, swim down here, and we're gonna just screw up the quick turn there, talk to the Big Blue, who explains to us that the storm that took our pods happens every 500 years. They don't really know why. But there is a creature in the ocean that's even older and wiser and can probably tell me. So I'm gonna go talk to it. And now we're back in the warm waters of Island Zone. Gonna swim over here, grab this glyph. First instance of the octopus, and last as well. Bye. Just swim past him real quick. Do another glyph skip here. Get pushed through. Swim to the bottom, past some crabs. And on to Deep Water Zone, which is very appropriately named. Has you swimming to one of the deepest depths in the entire game. And get on a magic pixel here so we avoid all of those spikes. And you probably are asking yourself, is that a giant DNA strand? And yes, it is. That is the asterite. It tells us that we've got to go to Atlantis and use a time machine to travel back 55 million years to retrieve its missing globe. And we don't question this at all. I'm gonna reset the block there, because it was in kind of a bad position. It doesn't want to reset. Cool. Let's go over here. See, this is the fun that you get in this game when you don't have time to practice. But we use this block to push against the current, break through these chains. Sonar to that glyph off screen, which will remove a barrier. And we'll go down here and do another glyph skip. And from a lore perspective, the library is really cool. There's a section that has a whole bunch of information about kind of what's going on in the game, and of course we're going to skip all of that. This block can be a real jerk, so I'm going to try to manipulate the camera to make the block phase through some walls, and it did. Just avoid getting crushed, break through some of these nasty crystal things, and break through that wall that we're not supposed to be able to, but the developers set the flag wrong, so whatever. First try! Oh my god, that is a mandatory frame-perfect jump. That's actually insane. I was not expecting that to be the thing that I did perfectly. Yeah, Deep City, pretty quick level. We're gonna do another sonar exit. And now onto the City of Forever. This is normally a very long, very challenging level, but the developers felt kind enough to include a shortcut by swimming to that naked, armless dude. We can just go to this teleport ring, and we just swim up and activate the time machine. We did it so fast that we don't even get the cool time travel music, which is unfortunate, but hey, what are you gonna do? And now we are back in the past to play the game that's gonna kick our ass. This is Jurassic Beach, and the first thing that we are doing is getting a song from a glyph that will allow us to summon a Retrothon, which will take us to the next part of the level. Swim down here, and have another instance of walls being suggestions. Just swim to the exit, and I'm gonna try to do a skip on this that can potentially soft lock the game. If that happens, I've got a backup save state that I can load because I'm using an EverDrive, but just gonna try to do an air swim here. Try to deload the Pteranodon there. This is... that's not gonna work, unfortunately. If I were on the right elevation, I would be able to trick the game into thinking that I'm still underwater, so collision would still apply while in the walls, and that would fling me through two walls really, really fast and skip about 2/3 of the level. But on the upside, we did not soft lock the game. So instead, just do a series of back-to-back-to-back glyph skips. This is one of the hardest levels in the game, casually, because of how long it is, and since we are playing the US 1.0 version of the game for speedrun purposes, there are no checkpoints in any levels. If you die, you have to start over from the beginning. The Japanese version of the game added mid-level checkpoints every time you pass a glyph, which is really handy from a quality of life perspective, but it also fixes like nearly every glitch used in the speedrun. Origin Beach is actually played glitchless. There aren't any glitches that could save time. So just get past that glyph. Swim up past here, and there's the exit. Trilobite Circle is so named for the lovely Trilobite, which is the worst enemy in the game. Just has ridiculous aggro range. It'll follow me to the ends of the earth, and it's actually two enemies overlapping each other. so it takes multiple hits to kill. And got Flying Trilobite as the good luck charm as we exit the level into Dark Water. This is the first boss fight in the game. We skip a good chunk of the level. This skip here is intentional, but the next one isn't. Just gonna do a glyph skip into the boss arena. Let's do it properly. There we go. And with the Asterite, going to try to match 4 here. And he's gonna kill me. That's cool. Basically, you just need to pick a color and ram it 4 times. But like most things in this game, Asterite can kill you in basically 1 hit because damage is calculated per frame and you don't have iframes, so lol. Hopefully he doesn't zap me again. And there we go. Asterite done. We're introduced to a time paradox here. The only reason the Asterite was missing a globe in the first place is because some jerk dolphin took it from him 55 million years ago. That is why when you first meet the Asterite, it tells you, I remember you. Of course it was you, and it was I who sent you. Now it is clear. And when it tells you now it is clear, that is the single biggest lie in video game history. Nothing about this game is clear. So, now that the Asterite is whole again, it has given us the power that we need to face the unseen enemy, and we're gonna go back to City of Forever, use the time machine to return to the Hour of the Storm, and then we'll go along with our family. And we got the good time travel music now. So, back at the beginning of the game in Home Bay. Gonna have another light show here in a second. Only this time we got sucked up along with our pods. And now we are in space. That's right, the unseen enemy in this game, it's aliens. But first, we have got to go through this long tube to get to the alien planet. You're probably thinking, boy, that planet must be really close, and it's not. It's just that the tube is full of teleport rings, according to the creator of the game. By the way, anybody who's not following Ed Annunziata on Twitter, you absolutely should, because he's a cool dude. He's responsible for creating this game, Chacon the Forever Man, Mr. Bones, which I believe, I can't remember whether or not it's been run or is going to be run, but that's a good game. 3 Dirty Dwarves, Colibri, which is the absolute best hummingbird shoot 'em up available on the 32X. And for everyone who is commenting on, wow, I can't believe how fast this game is, this is the section of the game that is not. Both this level and the next level are auto-scrollers. The next level in particular is nearly 6 minutes long, and if you die, you have to start from the beginning. And then after that, it's on to the final boss, where if you die on that, you've got to do the auto-scroller again. So if I die on the auto-scroller or the final boss, it would normally be RIP estimate, but since this is a marathon, we got backups. And welcome to the machine. So we got some maximum creepiness on this level. We got some spooky music. Got the very H.R. Geiger-esque background and aliens. And on this level, and, you know, all the auto-scrollers in the game, all 2 of them, you have regenerating health, which sounds, you know, great until you consider, you know, again, damage applied per frame without iframes. So if you overlap an enemy for like 1/3 of a second, you're toast. This level is called Welcome to the Machine, named after the Pink Floyd song. And I believe, I could just be making this up, but I believe that the total amount of time that this level and the previous level takes adds up to the total amount of time that the album version of the song lasts. Not the radio edit. The radio edit is shorter, but yeah, this game was heavily influenced by Pink Floyd, among other things. Oh, Ed still needs to add you to the Echo list, Mekion. Yeah, he does. It's been a while since he updated it, but yeah, anybody who has beaten this game, get in touch with Ed Annunziata, because he maintains a list of people who have beaten it. Or Echo the Tides of Time, the sequel, that one will get you on the list as well. He also maintains a list for Chakan the Forever Man, which is much shorter, but Retro Gaming Live's own Cypherin is on that list. One of the changes made for the Japanese version of this game is that there are 3 checkpoints in this stage, and you don't need to replay it if you die to the final boss, which alone is probably the biggest improvement casually. But the final boss is actually harder on the Japanese version for a reason that sounds like it would make it easier. The regenerating health mechanic applies in both the Japanese version and the Sega CD version of the game, which sounds like it'd be a good thing, but they upped the damage of every attack the final boss has in order to compensate for that, and that just ends up making things much more difficult. The Sega CD version of this game has some extra levels and fixes most of the glitches, so it's about a 36-minute run instead of a, this ideally is like a 23-minute run. And you probably haven't been able to tell, but there have been several times so far where I've nearly died by getting pinned against pieces of level geometry. And it is level geometry because this game does not use tile-based collision like most Genesis games. Both this and its sequel, Tides of Time, actually use polygon-based collision, so whereas most games have hit boxes, Echo has hit triangles, hit boxes, hit pentagons, hit hexagons, hit octagons, and every pixel is divided into 65,536 subpixels, and all of this is done on a Genesis and somehow maintains 60 hertz. Like, I don't know. Hungarian programmers, they know the Motorola 68,000. And getting to the end of the level here. On to the final boss, the Vortex Queen. Gonna try for a quick kill on her. Just try to take these jaws out as quickly as possible. And that was very quick, actually. If I had gotten sucked into her jaw, that would be instant death, and I'd need to redo the previous level. After we gouge out her eyes, just go over here and spam A and B, take out the drones that spawn, and as soon as the screen fades to black, that will be time. And there we go! Underestimate with absolutely no pre-marathon practice. Thank God. We killed the alien queen, we saved our family, and now we're swimming back to Earth, and we get to listen to this banger that is just completely clashing with the overall tone of the rest of the music in the game, but whatever. Oh, thank you so much for the GGs, everyone. That is Ecco the Dolphin. Very fun game. It's a difficult game, but it's very rewarding. It has some of my favorite movement mechanics, which I didn't even begin to explain while I was in the middle of playing it because it's a very fast run. But yeah, definitely join the Ecco speedrunning discords. You can find a link to it on any of the speedrun.com Ecco pages. We're always looking for new runners. It's just a very cool game. Huge shout outs to Retro Gaming Live. Retrothon has been awesome so far. A lot of great Sega runners, and still a lot more to come, so definitely stick around. It's going to be a good time. Thank you so much, everyone.